Hello, this is Debbie Drum, and welcome to today's workshop mini where we go over in 20 minutes or less a skill or a strategy or some kind of formula or template to help you in your business that you can take action on immediately, okay, in a very short period of time. That's the goal for these little workshops that we do every Friday, okay? And today's topic is 3 tools you need to master outsourcing, and which will effectively save you a lot of time, allow you to do the things that you want to do, but also allow you the time that you need to focus on other things in your business, okay? So you can't be doing everything, and you should be at least delegating some tasks in your business. Now, I will say that when I started out, I was not outsourcing anything. It took me a while to actually start to outsource because that was just my personality. I liked learning. I wanted to learn how to do everything. I wanted to learn WordPress. I wanted to learn the plugins. I wanted to learn copywriting. I wanted to learn all aspects of how to make money online. Now, you might be the same. I had a full time job at the time, so it was good for me because I didn't have to, even though I was making money and was successful pretty early on, I wasn't like under so much stress that I needed to make money, so I had a lot of time to learn stuff. You might be in a different situation where maybe you don't have a lot of time. Maybe you have kids, or maybe you have a busy life or a busy work schedule, and you just cannot dream of fitting in every little thing. So you want to outsource and give other people tasks to do in your business while you focus on the things that you need to focus on and other aspects of your life. And this just came about today because I'm traveling this week for a pickleball tournament. I actually had an off day today, which was awesome because it was so windy out. Like I said, it wasn't really good playing conditions, but being as I'm traveling, I still need to get stuff done in my business. So what do I do? What tools do I use to effectively do that and get everything done right? Okay, so let me just start by saying that when you outsource, you still need to be part of the process. You can't just be like, oh, I need a sales letter and expect somebody to give you everything that you need. You need to be the person who assigns those tasks and says, this is what I need to get done, and this is how you should do it. I'm going to show you how to do it first, and then you are going to do it and report back to me, and I'm going to give you any changes that I need, okay? So that's generally how it should work. You are an important piece of the puzzle or the process or the system. You're not just like totally hands off. So when you first go to outsource something, it does take a little bit of time, but and a lot of times people dread that initial time that it takes to teach somebody else to do something, right? But you will be thanking yourself in the end because every single time this tasks need to be done, you won't have to do it. You can just tell somebody else, here's the process. Now, a very important tip that I'm going to give you before we start with the tools is that you should not just be teaching one person and then think that that's all going to work out. Now, it might, and I hope it does, but you should design your training around the fact that it's going to be like a revolving door. So if you want to train somebody for customer service, don't just give all this one person a whole bunch of stuff and then call it a day. You want to make a whole formal training of your customer service process in your business so that if one person leaves, Another person can easily come through the door, learn your system. So you only do it once, it will take time. They'll learn your system and they'll be able to do it. Okay. It's obviously gonna take time to train somebody new, and it sucks, I know that, but it happens. But you want to be prepared for this. Okay. So the very first tool that I use to do this is a tool called Screen-cast-omatic. And every single, the three stuff that I'm going to teach you today, the three tools, they're all either free or very low price. Okay. I'm not giving you alternatives. I don't use fancy systems. These are the tools that I use. Okay. I promise you. Screen-cast-omatic is an awesome tool because it records your screen and you can show what you want. Click here, go over here, go to this URL, type in this password. This is where the login and password is. It's there all the time. Stuff like that you can show. And if you have something like a multi-step process, what you want to do is you want to record short little videos and name those videos accordingly. Like if I was going to teach somebody how I want my blog posts done, I would say this is how you add a blog post, and then like maybe 2 or 3 minutes there, and then this is how you edit a blog post, or whatever it is. This is so you're not giving somebody like a 45-minute video and later on when they need to do something they can't find it because you've done 45 minutes worth of teaching. You want to do short segments. These are videos that you do not want to be editing either, okay? So there's two types of videos that I make in my business. Videos that I'll film like on Camtasia, where I'm going to go and I'm going to edit it later. Maybe I'll add some fancy music and text and pictures, things like that. But Screen-cast-omatic videos, I am not editing. They're short. The whole purpose for them is they're for other people, for quick stuff that I need to get done. I even use this for my customer service, my help desk. Sometimes it's hard to just type out something, right? Or it's just easier to talk through a problem. So you can record. You could also just record audio. It doesn't even have to be your screen sometimes, because I can help a customer while I'm walking my dog and talk into an app or whatever, rather than having to sit there for half an hour typing something out. So that's what Screen-cast-omatic is for. I love it because it's only $15 a year, like the basic version. And what it is you record your video, whatever, however long you want to do it, and then it gives you a link, and you have unlimited storage for your videos. And you can just give the person a link. See, when I do Camtasia videos, I have to edit, I have to save the file, I upload it to YouTube or I upload it to Vimeo, and it's just a pain. I don't have to do that with Screen-cast-omatic. So I just record the video, give the person a link. Sometimes if it's that important, I'll go to my Screen-cast-omatic account and I'll name the video. But honestly, normally I don't even do that. If you have the link, it's all you need, really. Okay. So I know they have upgrades to that tool as well, like green screens and other tools that they're recommending. That's not for me because I don't need that. You can check it out. I also don't think it's very costly, even if you do upgrade. So really cool tool and very, very effective. Every day I'm on it. Okay, it's just this little thing. I put it on my bookmark tab so I can always click on it. It opens up and boom, it's ready to record. I love it. Okay. All right, so that's the first one. Tool number 2. This is the tool that I use mostly for quick edits that I want to send. Like I have a programming team, as you know, I have, or you may or may not know, I have software programs. I have Book Review Targeter. I have a couple of other ones. A new one that I'm working on is called Book Connect, which allows you to connect readers with your books and have your books or products downloadable in any file format for readers so that they could, review your material and see your stuff easier. So we're working on that tool. And let's say like I don't like something like a menu. I want another category added to a menu. So what I'll do is I'll use my next tool. It's called Monosnap. And that just takes a picture of your screen. Now you might be saying, well, all computers have screen captures. Well, Monosnap has a couple of things that you can do, or more than a couple, but two of my favorites. So number one is you can edit that. It's a picture essentially. You can add text, you can add arrows, you can add circles, you can add boxes, you can draw on it. So if you want to highlight something for someone and move this over here or add this text over here, the easiest way to do it is to actually take a screen capture of that screen and then mock it up with how you want it to look. This works really, really well, especially if you're dealing with outsourcers that don't specifically speak your native language. So if you deal with, obviously people from other countries, they work for us and they're great, but not a lot of time. The communication is a little bit tough sometimes, right? So if you can show something in an image format, visually show that person what you want as opposed to try to explain it in text, which is going to take you forever. You use Monosnap to show them how you want it to be. Okay? So the second thing here, and there's a theme to the first tool and the second tool, is that there's a little upload button. And the upload button gives you a URL of that image, that screenshot. So the point is that I do this hundreds of times a day or a week or whatever it is, a lot. I do this a lot. So having to take a screen capture, download it, save it to somewhere where they can get a link to click on that is a pain in the butt. So doing that enough times, you'll see why we have things like this. So basically it gives you a URL and you just give that person the URL and they can see that image that you've created. You don't have to deal with downloading, uploading, hosting, nothing. It's just one click. You grab the link and then you send it to to whoever you want to send it to. Pretty fantastic. Okay. So the whole idea is to get this stuff done and to get it very clear, the changes or the instructions that you want to give to somebody else. That's the whole thing. You want clarity, because the last thing you want to do is go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and then it takes you forever and you should have just done the darn thing yourself. That's the last thing that we want, okay? So you can do this for any type of task that you have in your business, especially the ones that you have that you repeat a lot. So let's say like I make a lot of lists for my Aweber account. Doing that over and over and over again. Yes, it's easy. Yes, it takes me 5 minutes to do, but delegating that responsibility and just walking into it already being done is a very amazing feeling. And this is the type of feeling that outsourcing will give you in your business. And it's like the feeling of freedom and the feeling that you trust somebody to do it right because you showed them how to do it right the first time. Okay? So now, which brings me to the third tool that I'm going to recommend. We only have a couple of minutes left here, actually. And what you want to do is you want to stay very, very organized with the instructions that you're giving. Because remember, this is not just a one and done thing. I always say that you have to look out for your future self. What does that mean? that you're not training somebody one time and that's it, and they're going to be your forever person, because don't treat it like that, because anything can happen in life. Somebody can move on, get another job, flake out. Happens all the time, and then you're left screwed having to do the work again to train somebody. Okay, so the third tool that I'm going to recommend is, and I've recommended this before if you follow me, Google Docs spreadsheets. Okay, you don't have to use any other type of fancy project management tool, whether you're just starting out or if you're very, very advanced. Maybe, I mean, my next level is a tool called Trello, which I like, and which I was like, fine, I'll use it, but I like my Google Docs. The job can be done on Google Docs. Okay, so really, really quickly, I want to show you something on my screen here. And you should be able to now see my screen here. So this is just a screen that I have of a new process that I created. It's right in Google Docs. I create a new spreadsheet for every project. Okay, so my customer service spreadsheet has its own separate spreadsheet. Okay, so I don't combine spreadsheets. So this is a completely different one. What you want to do with your Google Docs, you want to name these docs with keywords, because you want to be able to find them easily, right? So here I just have processes that I've lined up, and I can see exactly what's done and what's not done with my team members, and they don't have to ask me anything. You see here I have, what's the blog post link? Well, it's right there. You don't need to ask me. You don't need to ask me if a link was added to the resource page, because I already told you it was done. There's a very minimal communication unnecessary communication that needs to be had, because everything is done and outlined on your spreadsheet, all the processes here. And then you can see here, I have the training. Okay, so anybody new coming into this process has the training right here. I don't have to redo it. I know that it's right. I know that it's perfect. And I'm very, very clear that those are the three tools. Start utilizing Google Docs. Now, I will say with Google Docs, you're not going to get it right from the beginning, okay? So you're going to need some tweaking in your process. Your process might change. You might decide to step in somewhere where you didn't before.